Hello and welcome to another vlog. This is a production of Self-Defense Solutions and Dharma Way Dojo. And what we want to address today is a question that we get a lot of calls about, and that's women's self-defense. So what we want to do today is show you what we teach in the realm of women's self-defense. So one thing you have to learn as a female, or even just, it doesn't matter, male or female, a smaller person probably being surprised attacked by a larger person with more experience in attacking than you have in defending, is that you can't use force and expect the odds to be in your favor. You're too small, you don't have the experience, your muscles are not big enough. The definition of force is mass times acceleration. So he's already accelerated. He's already started his movement towards you. So are you going to be able to muster up enough mass and movement and force to neutralize his force? It is not likely. But there is a principle from the internal martial arts and from all martial arts, really. A lot of people miss it, however, and that is the ability to dissipate force. That means to let his force slide off of you, much like water does around the prow of a boat or a ship. You have to learn to do that. You have to be sensitive enough to do that. So that's what our topic is today. Thank you for joining us. And I'll see you in just one moment inside the dojo. Hi, and thanks for joining us. Like I said, this video is about women's self-defense and the dissipation of force. With me today, I have one of my newer students. We call him Jono. That's his name. We can't tell you his whole name. We could tell you, but then we'd have to kill you. So we can't do that. But let me tell you like this. Jono's a good friend of ours, and he's been coming here. So Jono first came to me because he was having serious back pain. And we treated him some. And so welcome, Jono. It's glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, so you came here for your back pain. So what was your experience with that?
So I was having back pain for quite some time, over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up finding Dharma Dojo and undertaking Bagua.
Yeah.
And ever since then, my pain has reduced to a very high degree, almost to non-existent anymore.
Great. That's great to hear. Great. Well, thanks for that endorsement. We appreciate it. So, and thanks for joining us today to demonstrate and that kind of thing. You're a good sport. You're learning it good. We're glad to have you here. So, we're going to get started with the presentation. What it is if we get a lot of calls, and a lot of these calls are about women's self-defense or just self-defense. Now, we have a lot of inquiries about different martial arts, and a lot of people don't know what they are. But in women's self-defense, you're going to be faced with a bigger, stronger opponent. And he's probably going to be experienced. Okay? It's not like the MMA. It's not like a ring. It's not like sparring. Predators don't jump on the biggest thing around. They jump on the weakest thing. That's what predators do. So you can't, the difference between us and a lot of other dojos is this right here. They will teach you to use your strength. But if I grab Jono right here and I just, he can't apply, even if he is as strong as me. And a woman's not going to be as strong as a man generally, especially a one that's attacking. So if I grab him and I start, he's got to employ his strength in a way that overcomes my strength that's already being applied. Okay, let's be realistic. So realism is what we got going on here. Is it easy to learn? I'm not going to say it is. You know what I mean? But anything worth doing and worth having takes some pains and it takes some effort to do. So if you're listening to somebody that says, oh, well, you can learn this in 3 easy steps in a 6 weeks course, well, that's just not feasible. You have to get your mind and body into one accord. It's almost like they pickle together, they osmose. They're one. I often tell the students this, think with your body and feel with your mind. That's kind of what you have to do. And so in that regard, I have a principle that you can find in many martial arts if you just know how to look at it. And that is the dissipation of force principle. So let's say that Jono was coming at me and he grabs me right here and he wants to do that strike. what the hardest thing to do is to not resist his movement. Is to learn to blend with his movement. So if he pushes me with this and steps forward and I'm losing my balance, he can apply force to my face, and I can't, when you're off balance, you can't defend yourself. It's just not possible. So one of the things I teach here is maintaining balance. So if he throws this blow and he's got movement going this way, there are two other planes in our three-dimensional universe I can use. Okay? Not just the plane of depth, but the plane of width and the vertical plane. So you see my hands here? And I'm not going to think that. I'm not going to say, now let's see, what did Steve tell me to do? What's going to happen is when he pushes me, I'm simply going to circle. See how easy, I moved his body. The more he applies force this way, and the more I circulate that force in the plane of width and height as a circular maneuver, then I can maintain my balance and make him lose his balance. Then I can do step, rotate, replace. And for that, see my earlier vlog. Okay? So he pushes me, right? So you see what's happening here now? See? I'm not even hardly doing it. I'm just simply maintaining my weight between my legs, and as he pushes to hit me, see, this is happening. Now, it's easy to drop from here. You saw me? I just stayed around like that. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. We often refer to him as our tackling dummy here. So you want to throw a blow at me even. So I'm turning. I'm not trying to come out here and block him. I'm not trying to strike. You can get where you can turn and strike at the same time. As they say in Okinawan karate, there's no such thing as a block. Everything is a strike. But you can't ignore the torso rotating and what your knees and legs are doing, because you don't want your knee to get off your foot and pull your foot off the ground too much in the plane of width. You want to keep your knees over your foot so it sort of scores over your foot, and that's it. So if he throws this blow, say I'm up like this, you say I'm back this way. So I'm almost like using him. I'm just sliding on him. And I'm not making him miss me by a country mile here, just enough. So this is just stepping, rotating, and replacing my hand, you see. So from a grab, a strike, a punch, or anything, okay, if you're a smaller person, it works really well. Because you're no longer now using strength. You're using you're using physics, is the best way I can put it. You're balancing three planes. There's all this stuff about martial styles. This style is better than that style, better than that style. I judge the style, or not, I don't even judge the style, I judge the practitioner of the style based on one simple thing. How balanced is he in the three planes of depth, width, and vertical height? That's all. So it doesn't matter what style you're doing. So what will you learn here if you're a woman, or even a man? It doesn't matter, but women especially. Because I've been teaching women's self-defense since 1980. And I'm telling you, you just can't get a small woman. If I grab this guy, even him, you see, and I've got him like this, and I'm about to punch him. If he just tries to use his arm to knock my arm off. You see, you can't do it. See what I mean? I've got him here. But now, stand up straight, and I grab you, and put your arm up like that. Just put it straight up. And as I push this way, just sink down on your legs and rotate. See? It's a whole different thing. If I've still got you here and you rotate, so rotate now, and you feel I haven't done that, bring your other hand up and put it on my wrist and push this downwards as you're going that way. Because the wrist can only go so far. Okay, after it gets this far, it's not going any further. So it's going to take it up the chain then. So what you'll learn is that physiological response. You'll learn to recondition your mind and body in such a way that you're dissipating and returning force. Okay, and so that's what you'll learn. And you have to have a form to learn that those particular energies that you're producing, you have to have something to practice. So from the art of Shinyi and Okinawan karate, there are 5 blocks and counters in classical Okinawan karate. There are 5 elements of Shinyi. There are more than that. It gets deeper than that. But just to keep it basic so that people, when they're first coming, they usually have an urgency to learn something pretty quick. You don't want to stay in a martial style for 3 years, and then you might can defend yourself. No. You'll get the skills. I've taught people skills to defend themselves decently, with some competence within a few weeks, within 6 or 8 weeks. But like every skill imaginable, you have to practice it. You just can't let it go. The more you practice it, the more nuanced you make it, and the more you can do it, then the better. So those 5 skills consist of splitting or chopping fist. Sometimes in Okinawan karate you can call that shuto. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make another blog on just pure shuto, what that is. Okay, what you can do with it. All right. Then there's drilling, which is up and out. There's pounding, which is a straight punch. There's exploding, which is diagonally. It's not called face block punching, a lot of external styles. But in Shinyi, it's called baochuan. It means to explode. Cannon fist. Then you have crossing fist. In Shorin karate, crossing fist becomes block, sweep, jab, where it's this way. So if he throws a blow this way, throws 2 blows. See? So watch what I do here. See? You can do it from outside here, but outside here, you're just going to bring this hand up into a cut. So you wouldn't do this. I see a lot of people do that. As a matter of fact, originally I was taught that, but I think doesn't make sense because you have to reach over this way and bring his arm over, cross your 3 lines here. What you actually want to do here is cut up, see, because his target's open here, especially if he's holding his hand back, because this is not a boxing glove. That's just his knuckles. If you had a boxing glove, this would work good, but if you just have knuckles, don't do this, because look. So what happens then if I come up this way, and look, you may think this is an inside-out block where I'm trying to stop him. Throw it pretty good. See what I did? I simply just made a little loop, because that dissipates his force. This is a ball and socket joint in your shoulder. It's designed to go around this way, or this way. It's not designed to hinge. Okay, so if he throws it this way and I'm doing this, I'm not going to try to block it out like this because I may be too slow, too weak, not enough mass. I can't stop his force. But I can redirect it into a circular pattern based on the design of the origin of this movement, which is in his body. The shoulder's the root of the fist, right? So if he throws this, you see, throw it pretty good. See how I swap my hands there? Even if I don't swap my hands, see, I bring this hand up, see, with that step. So it's like, see, but look at my body, see, it's turned. So what if the other hand comes up and I'm doing that? I just turn on this side and strike. So it would look then like, okay, so I will be going. As I shift my weight, he can tell I'm what? Dissipating force. See how I've shifted my weight in this diagonal manner. Okay? So I'm not placing force, he'll tell you, I'm not placing force anywhere on his body. The only force he'll feel is the force of my strike. And so you don't even have to use a fist. Okay? So then that comes when I feel that force, then it's palm right here. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be in a 3-round fight with the guy. If you can hit him hard enough, slap him a couple of times with that and run, great, That's self-defense. You've been able to withstand his assault, return his assault, to just hopefully discourage them from chasing you. Because predators don't want the biggest and the baddest and the people that fight back. They want the ones that won't fight back. They want the ones that'll look at this video and say, no, I don't need that. That's who the predator's coming after, you. He's not coming after us. If he does, he'll soon regret it. Would he regret coming after you? Probably not. You're like a lamb amongst the wolves, you know. So what if you get caught inside, by inside? You see here, when he's throwing the blow, I'm outside. Even if he reaches to get me, though. You say, but what if I came inside? Well, if I come inside, then I'm vulnerable to this hand, am I not? So if he throws this blow, you see I'm like this, but you see how I've got both the hands up? Now I'm not just blocking, I'm actually coming out in a circular way, shifting my weight, which helps to absorb and dissipate his force. So just take your hand like this, put all your force in it, going really slow with a punch, just like really slow, but really hard. See, watch. You see, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm old. I can't do it. But now watch. See what happened here. See, I went around. So when he did this, you see how I shifted back and rotated my arm and swapped my hand? See? So he throws that blow. See, I could come this way. See, I'm not trying to throw it outside. I'm trying to come into it and contour my body in a parallel way. So I mean to the movement. See? That's what you'll learn. See? If he grabs my throat and he starts pushing me back, you see what I mean? I'm not going to just stand here and try to do it. Because, look, what if he keeps pushing and I'm trying to do this and I can't do it, you see? But then, watch what I do now. He pushes me this way, see, I can just... Now, if I've got his hands between here, just roll. It's not a straight down movement. So resist this straight down movement, see? But now watch, roll. See? Once you can roll, you can take, see? I'm not using very much effort. Believe me, as a smaller person, you don't want to use a lot of your strength because it's useless, it's futile. You need to actually learn to use your leverage. And so you'll learn it in those 5 ways, and we'll show you how to do your body. We'll show you how you get private lessons twice a week. You make the appointment, you know what I mean? And I strongly suggest you do it. The world's not getting safer. Okay? With all the turmoil we've got going on today, the world's not getting safer. It's getting less safe. So thanks for joining. Jono, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Love having you here. You did really good. And thanks to Kathy behind the camera. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon inside the dojo.